one question in a Facebook forum was, how many atheists think watching porn is wrong? Why would it be wrong? Well, of course, if it involves children or rape, then it's definitely wrong. But if it's just people who like to fuck and like being watched while fucking or masturbating or sucking on their own toes or whatever, it's not even a moral issue in the least. It's perfectly acceptable for a race of sexual apes pretending to be more than that. Some people like being watched, and we humans like to watch. Plus, masturbation is healthy for the body and de-stresses the mind. It's win-win all around. It's also not cheating, so long as you and your partner don't have an agreement about it. But I'd suggest finding a new partner the moment they restrict your bodily autonomy. In fact, the prohibiting of masturbation is what creates rapists and suicide bombers, because they're so wound up and hopeless. They just need one good ejaculation for them to be able to say, blow myself up? Blow myself up? No, man, you do it. I'm good now. Or, I'm not even horny anymore. I'll leave that woman alone that I've been stalking. I also made a recent post about just saying, don't spit on yourself in porn. I don't want to see the stringy spit falling off your toes or anything like that. It's just gross. This other person just started responding, all porn is dumb. All the women that are the porn stars, they're all dead now because of their lifestyle and stuff like that. Like, my response to him is, I thought you were an adult. These are the arguments of scared religious children. And this is a longtime friend I've had, and he's always not really been religious. I continue. Some sex work degrades, yes, but there are plenty of people who enjoy being watched, and if people will pay for that, let them make a living. Vast numbers of men and women are living comfortable lives by sharing an interest in sex with others. They are not degrading themselves if they choose it and enjoy it. I'm saying masturbation is... He also went on like, if you need masturbation for stress relief, then you're fucked up. I'm saying masturbation is one of the most healthy ways to deal with stress and anger. It's an automatic chemical release in the brain that helps clear the mind in a way that medication will never be able to do. Why are you so terrified of healthy sexuality? He goes on to say, I guess you don't know many people with the lifestyle, including sex workers, and yes, that includes online. You probably don't know abused people in real life either. All animals never masturbate. Or rape. For that matter, in the wild. That behavior only happens in zoos. Yeah. All porn is fake. You need to get a camera angle, completely staged. The worst part is the women have to actually pretend to enjoy being pounded hard from behind. That's hardly healthy sexuality. Yeah, jerking off to people that may be dead, pretending to enjoy being degraded. Why do you need a visual aid or fantasy? If people enjoy being watched or watching, that's voyeurism. It's a fetish. They got some kind of weird fucking problem, man. What a lunatic. My response, you just want to rain on something you don't like, is performance art. It's an audience. If you aren't personally interested, that's fine, but arguing only the negative side and ignoring the positives just doesn't work. And what world do you live in? All sex in the wild is questionably rape. There's no way for an animal to properly consent to another animal penetrating them, and most times they're trying to escape. And many animals do masturbate. This was confirmed later on in the post by someone who was a veterinarian. And what world... just because you don't like reality doesn't mean it isn't so. I continue with his argument about the women have to actually pretend to enjoy being pounded hard from behind. Not to brag, but I've known several friends and ex-girlfriends who have wished that I would do it from behind. Or, I would do it from behind, but I'm just not into anal. But I know many women that have asked for anal, and I'm just not into it, and they've been disappointed. They want it. They like the feeling of it. Some of them, obviously, not all of them. Always ask before you do it. But I've known people that he has known in our shared life when we used to go to high school together who love anal sex. what world is this fucking guy coming from? I generally stopped reading the comments, and I'm kind of saddened that I did, because they get even more loony from here. They're lying to try and break you so you can be a big man. It is because you are an actual empathetic man that you don't. Perfect. That's why glad your bro was able to put himself in those sort of shoes. You know how women are really to know how women are really treated. If you ever experienced forceful, painful entry, you would know and fight tooth and nail for these women. Again, just because he's never met a woman that's liked anal sex, he thinks all women hate it. Personally, I don't like it. I don't want to participate in it. I wouldn't want it done to me, but I know from personal experience that some women really do love that shit and are disappointed when you don't deliver on that shit. And mentioning my sibling was a bit of a low blow. My sibling is a trans woman, and she's not doing it just to feel the empathy of how women feel. She feels like a woman, and she is a woman, and pretty much has been ever since she was a little girl. And I shouldn't be sharing too much more details on this. It's not mine to share. But yeah, this guy is just way off. He's somehow trying to blame Christianity for the invention of porn, when sex and porn and prostitution existed for thousands of years before the primitive apes who invented Yahweh wrote their scrolls. He keeps on as if the entire porn industry is nothing but rape and abuse, when I know for a fact that there's a large portion of it, maybe even the majority, who just enjoy sex, enjoy sharing sex with others, and enjoy being watched while sharing sex with others. My final response: clearly you just want to stay in your fear bubble, ignoring the benefits of the sex industry to suit your bias. We are mechanical apes. We have limits. Simply put, porn and masturbation help reduce rape by giving us apes a way to vent an energy many cannot control. Life is about managing yourself, and masturbation is one of the key components to that. Why else do you think religious nuts oppose such stress relief the most? It's to ramp up their followers into a frenzied time bomb of violent Trumper proportions. If you don't like sex work, tough, it ain't going away. As long as people are born with sexual organs and hormones in a capitalistic society, it's all just chemical responses and releases. Key components to maintaining mental health. Yes, a large portion of the industry is abusive and terrible, but an equally large number are finding much success, just like every single labor-intensive career, while enjoying and sharing sexuality safely. The correct solution is to legalize and regulate, to protect the performers, which is being done more and more these days with OnlyFans and such. Sexual people can protect themselves while still benefiting from the business. Every job has its dark side. If we could just eliminate capitalism, it would just reduce the need for work and sex work. But we're still sexual animals, so sex work will still exist in some form, even after all jobs or industries are obsolete. If fucking is legal and selling is legal, only religious delusion insists that selling fucking is bad. Because you can get far more of a real spiritual feeling from an orgasm than from any god character or any type of shared worship in a fairy tale. You're falling into the trap of arguments invented by the truly abusive villains, oppressive religious leaders.